In this video, we'll start to unravel its mysteries. Some have stayed on the surface, easy to find. However, we'll keep digging deeper and deeper, until we reveal those fragments of the story that Dandy's world wanted to keep buried forever. BlushCrunch Studios. BlushCrunch Studios is the amazing team of developers behind Dandy's world, and the lesser-known game developed by this group is called Flavor Frenzy, which is a Roblox game in the tower defense genre. It features charismatic characters. However, it's possible that because of its genre, it never reached the level of popularity that Dandy's world enjoys today. Toons Main. The main toons, or main characters, are a special type of toon in the world of Dandy. Currently, there are 7 playable main characters in the game. You have Astro, Buzzy, Bobette, Pebble, Shelly, Sprout, and Bee. These toons are super popular for a reason. They're usually the most played by a ton of people, and have special abilities or gameplay changes that really make them stand out. In the story, these main characters were the ones who appeared the most in the Dandy's World show, or also in the products and episodes from the brands. That's where their name comes from. Event Toons. Event Toons are awesome because they're only available during an active game event, like Christmas or Easter. Currently, there are 8 of these special toons, 4 from the Christmas event and 4 from the Easter event. Once you buy a toon during its event, you can use it outside of the event whenever you want. But if you missed it, you won't be able to buy it again until that event happens again. Ships we're shipping. What are ships? Basically, it's just when we, the fans, decide to pair up 2 characters and imagine them as a couple. And believe me, there are millions of these ships. Fans get super creative and can come up with tons of different couples in fan art, stories, and discussions. Many of these ships even get their own unique and super creative names, usually by combining the toons' names or some of their traits. Some popular ones are Fruitcake, Shellvision, Moonflower, and others. But very importantly, even though it's all for fun, there are some unwritten community rules about what not to ship, just to keep things healthy and not weird. For example, people generally don't ship siblings, like Guppy and Scraps, or cousins like Ginger and Cosmo, because, well, they're family. And nothing involving Toodles is allowed either, since she's a child. Although it's important to know that there are people who don't follow this unwritten rule. Ichor. Ichor is the main currency in the game that you use to get new toons, trinkets, and skins. It's what drives your progress. You constantly earn it by completing floors, filling machines, getting research capsules, using your toons' active abilities, and redeeming codes. Now, digging a little deeper into the story surrounding this currency. In fact, there's an event in the game's lore named after it, Operation Ichor. Supposedly, Dandy himself is the one in charge of it, but why does he do it? It's still a mystery. The word Ichor comes from ancient Greek mythology, where it means an ethereal fluid that replaces blood in the veins of their gods. Tapes. Tapes are your currency in each game. You earn them, but you can only use them during the specific round you're playing. You collect tapes by finding them scattered on the ground or by doing tasks like completing machines, surviving floors, using your toon abilities, even being spotted by Twisteds, using items, and equipping certain trinkets. You use these tapes to buy things at Dandy's shop, which appears in the elevator after you complete a floor, but only if the number of the next floor is even. It's possible that these tapes contain recordings from the old Dandy's World show. Maybe the tapes also help calm Dandy down and keep him from turning into a Twisted. Twisteds. The Twisteds are the main enemies in Dandy's world. Essentially, they're corrupted and disfigured versions of the friendly toons, often soaked in Ichor. As for the story, it's implied that Dandy himself is responsible for his own corruption, with his in-game description even stating, "It's all his fault." This raises questions about who the first Twisted was, and a popular theory points to Pebble, given his close bond with Dandy as his pet. Gardenview. Gardenview was originally an educational center and museum within the universe of Dandy's world. It was created by Arthur Walton and Delilah Kane. According to clues in the game, such as a loan application and old photos, it seems that Gardenview opened in the late 80s. Unfortunately, it closed on June 29, 2002. A newspaper found on one of the floors in the game reveals that it closed due to a lack of safety regulations. That same newspaper also tells us that Gardenview was located inside a place called Gardenview Park. Additionally, it's hinted that the train scene in the lobby probably comes from a completely different place. Lore. By this, I mean all the hidden story, the mysteries, and the important details that make up the main plot. Some can be found simply by exploring the game, while others are discovered by the community through deeper investigation. Much of the story still hasn't been revealed or is unknown, which is part of what makes it so exciting. For example, we've mentioned Dandy's involvement in Operation ICORP, but the full reasons behind it remain a mystery. In fact, I plan to make a full video about the lore of Dandy's world, so if you're ready to dive even deeper, subscribe so you don't miss it when I upload that video. Trinkets. Trinkets are modifiers you can get in the game that grant unique effects to your tunes or change the overall gameplay. You can equip up to 2 per round, but once you start, you can't swap them out. You mainly get them at Dandy's shop in the lobby, or by completing a Twisted investigation. An interesting exception is the Blushing Bat Trinket, which you get just by joining the official Roblox group. There are also loadouts to save your favorite trinket combinations and swap them quickly. Shrimpo Stats. Shrimpo is a tune available at Dandy's shop. It's the cheapest tune and doesn't have any requirements to purchase. It's also known for having the worst stats in the game. It's the only playable tune that is just 1 star in every stat, giving it a total of 5 stars. That's why it's considered the hardest tune to use effectively, since it's specifically designed to be a challenge. Its most notable stat is its stealth, since it reaches a staggering -99. This is by far the lowest stealth of any playable tune. It's significantly worse even compared to other negative stealth effects. This is directly due to its passive ability, Bully, which drastically lowers its stealth, making it incredibly easy for the Twisteds to spot. Interestingly, since its stealth is so negative, using certain trinkets like coal or scrapbook actually increases its stealth stat, because of how the math works with negative numbers. Meanwhile, the diary trinket would lower it even further. Skins. Toon skins are basically different design modifiers for your characters, giving them a unique look compared to their original appearance. You can get them in several ways. Normally, you'll buy them at Dandy's shop with ICORP, but special skins also show up in holiday event shops like Bobette and Buzzy, where you'll use event-specific coins. You can also get some exclusive skins from the Game Pass by purchasing them with Robux. And finally, if you really dedicate yourself to a tune, you can get legacy skins by completing all of that character's mastery quests. Related characters. In the world of Dandy, there's a category of tunes with relatives, which means some characters have established bonds, either through biological family ties or as a pet relationship. For example, we have Dandy and Pebble. Then, in terms of biological relationships, Cosmo and Ginger are cousins. Scraps and Goop are siblings, just like Flight and Flutter. And of course, Razzle and Dazzle are famous for being conjoined twins, which makes their connection incredibly unique. It's these kinds of relationships that add more story and depth to the cast of Dandy's world. Qwelver, often shortened to Qwel, is the owner of the main group, BlushCrunch Studios, the developer of Dandy's World and another lesser-known game seen earlier, Flavor Frenzy. Qwel has also collaborated on the game Tower Heroes. Her main role is designing many of the fantastic characters you see in Dandy's world. And as a fun fact, her favorite Toon is Dandy himself, and her favorite Twisted is also Twisted Dandy. Merchandise. Basically, merchandise is all the cool real-world stuff you can buy to show your support for Dandy's world. The official merch store opened a few months ago, and its first big hit was the Clip Eyes plushies from the Gardenview Crew series. These were limited time collectibles, super popular, and they sold out quickly. But once they were received by buyers, part of the community ended up disappointed. I've actually made a video about this situation before, which you can find in the card at the top and in the description of this video.